electric motorcycles, they just ain't gonna work. I tell you what. Yeah. I guess I'm just coughing again. Kawasaki released some, they're gonna releasing like a electric Ninja and electric Z. And that sparked up some conversations in my Discord. And so people were like, is this thing any good? And I mean, honestly, here's the deal, right? Anybody who looked at the specs of that thing knows that's kind of an odd bike. The price for the range and the power, it's not impressive. People always asking me though, well, Jake, why don't they just make this or why don't they just make that and, you know, make a better one? I'm no expert on this stuff, but I've been kind of paying attention to it longer than most people have. Like back when Zero first started chunking out bikes, I've been kind of keeping my eye on it. I find it interesting. There's probably a lot of you out there, electric bikes are crap. Look, it doesn't matter your opinion. What more matters is that it's probably gonna get mandated at some point. And if it does, kind of good that we keep an eye on it. A lot of things I'm going to talk about here, I did mention in a podcast me and Mr. Spicy did a few months ago, because it's such a long subject, it's hard to cover everything. I might have hinted at this in that video, but there's a problem with electric bikes that people don't seem to get. They think, oh, well, it'll just get better in time, battery tech will improve. Because right now, the problem is they work well in small scale, some kind of medium scale stuff, some dirt bike stuff, range isn't a big deal. But there's definitely a crossover point of like, man, these things are heavy, expensive, and not so good. And I don't necessarily see them getting better anytime soon. Because a lot of people will say, yeah, but battery technology is going to keep getting better and better, right? They'll get there eventually. Battery technology isn't necessarily getting better. That graph has started to hump off pretty good here. I think what we will see going into the future is batteries coming down in price, and that's very helpful. There's obviously some things they need to work on in that production too, like cleaning up a bit of that. I think with the cobalt stuff isn't very good, or lithium mining, some of that needs to be a little bit more regulated, cleaned up. I think, you know, they're working more and more on different cell sizes and ways of making them more compact, but you're not going to see any like major breakthroughs. What's up, dude? On that Triumph there. The equation basically goes, but you can only have two of the three things. This works with a lot of things. You have lightweight, powerful, long range, and fast charging. Like, you know, these are the three, and you're gonna really only get to pick maybe two of those. Maybe. When you look at the small scale stuff, like little pit bikes, that's fine. Range isn't really a big deal. Dirt bikes, like I said, you know, especially ones that are kind of meant for competition use, they're kind of work right now. There is kind of an issue with the batteries overheating if you push them too hard. Once you start to go up from that, saying, all right, I want like street bike style performance, even performance of something like this, the kind of range and power this has, this is even starting to be on the edge of what electrics can do right now. Look, speaking of electric things, look at this thing here in front of me. My wife thinks this car is hideous. I think it looks cool, man. I don't know if it's actually any good, but I like the lights on this thing. The front looks really cool too. The point is, you can't just shove a massive battery in a bike to fix this problem. Let's say you want to build a bike that's like similar like my MT-07, with a similar power and similar range, just under 400 pounds. If you try to get a similar range electric bike, and I mean true similar range, it's gonna be over 600 pounds. You might think, oh no, isn't some of those bikes already out there? Like the Zero SR, XSR, whatever that one is. You know, no. They claim some crazy, I think maybe like 200 miles city driving, and that's, you're not going to get that. That bike, realistically, you're going to get maybe 100 miles out of. If you look up examples where people have actually tried to drive that thing around, what they get out of it, that's about what you get. These motherfuckers trying to get home, they don't give a fuck right now, dude. They're like, my job sucks. On the way home, if I die, I die. That's how you do that, you UK boys. Yeah, because if you look at that Zero, it's over 500 pounds, and yeah, you're gonna realistically get 100 miles out of that thing. Or you can push the MT. I think I've been over 150 on it. So you put a 600-pound battery on there because you really want to get that range up. Okay, now what we're talking about charge times. They're fucking nuts, dude. They just don't work, and the bike is just stupid expensive. I mean, that Zero with the fast charge tank on there is going to be like $23,000. I mean, I know the power is really good on the thing, but this is the thing. This is where you scale up. It's like, I just don't see it happening anytime soon. You can try to balance out the other way and say, fine, I'll make the battery whatever weight so that the bike is super fast and fun. But what's the range going to be like then? Are you going to go like 50 miles on this thing? Who's going to buy a motorcycle that's, you know, 50% heavier than the equivalent gas counterpart? Now, people might do that in a Tesla because you can kind of hide that weight on a Tesla. So my point I think I was getting at is that there's that crossover point where if you want enough power and size and you want to get to like full-size street bike status, cost, weight, range, it just doesn't quite work right now. And I'm not really sure what the solution to that is going down the road. But that's something, when you look at these new bikes, like a lot of people have been real excited about the, what's the new one? For the new dirt bike, because Alta Redshift didn't work. And the Alta Redshift was really good, by the way. I rode that thing. And this is not, let me say this real quick too. The electric bikes, a lot of them are really exciting. They are fun. The power is not the problem. The Spark. I've seen a lot of people real excited about that, but it'll probably be fine out like on a little track or something. But again, like if you have any, you're looking at it to be any kind of street bike, that thing's got a smaller battery than the Alta Redshift from when I remember when I looked it up. Like I'm pretty sure the Alta Redshift, I rode one for like 10-15 minutes. Sorry I didn't get a video of it. It was the SM one. Dude, the battery just, and I overheated it, which is another big problem too. They always seem to be air cooling these batteries, right? Because they're trying to make them as dense as they possibly can. Water cooling is expensive and is going to deplete the density thing. That's why you'll see sometimes too, they'll talk about like our battery pack is more dense than even Tesla. Tesla's got water cooling in there. But yeah, the Alta Redshift is like probably realistic range is maybe 50 miles, and this thing's got a smaller battery on it. So the only one in the dirt bike world that kind of made sense was something like the Zero FX, FXS. I'm wondering kind of about the Suron, some of the bigger Suron, not the real big one. Is that the Ultra B? Remember I used to play around back here with the Groms back in the day? This was like the ground around spot, but now there's neighborhoods all around it. I can't get away with that anymore. There was nothing around here back then. Back in the day, in the olden days, here's where I loop my Grom. Don't shift on a Grom on a wheelie. Like you see what I'm getting at with the electric motorcycle equation. Small scale's fine, big scale, no. I do have one idea, right? This is the Jake thinking, right? Is that if we actually do cool the batteries, right? And you could do it with like oil immersion cooling. It's something I talked about in that podcast. Sorry if you've heard this before, but if you cool them like that with like a mineral style oil, you could still keep the battery pretty compact because this just has to fill all the voids. The reason to cool the battery is like, yes, like I have overheated a lot of these batteries riding them around. Like if you actually ride spiritedly, it's pretty easy, this Texas heat. So it can help with that. But the bigger thing I'm thinking about is you could probably do real proper level 3 charging. Like right now, the Harley Livewire, I know there's that other one, oh God, Spicy 110 has tested a bunch of them. When you look at the size of the battery and like what level 3 charging should be able to do, that's the direct DC charging. It should be able to do, I think, a good bit higher, but I think the limit is heat. They can only go so fast. The battery, the cooling kicks on while it's charging. All the big EVs are doing that. When you're doing the fast charging, the radiator will kick on, the cooling, whatever, it'll all work. Oh, they got a fence actually around where the old mall used to be. What is this shit? Who gives a fuck if you go back there? There's nothing even back there. So basically, let's say this sets it up the bike where it could go like 50 miles, and then you can charge it. Like you can at least fast charge it. Like this is not great. It's not great, but like, oh, there's cows over there. There's cows. Hey, cows. Here, cow. Oh, that one's going running. It's gonna give you pennies. Come on, I want to scratch your ears. It's that kind of channel now. You just gotta pretend. Now, I wonder when they put cows out there, actually, if they got rid of the, there's some holes out there. Hopefully they filled them with some rocks or something. Oh, that freaked me out for a minute. I was like, what the f is moving in the woods there? It's a balloon. It's a happy birthday balloon. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Oh, sorry, camera, through the grass there. There is the potential that like electric motors, they figured out how to make them a lot smaller. It's not like a big problem that we need more compact motors. At least if nothing else, it gives us more place for more batteries. Maybe super capacitors will become a thing, or liquid, whatever, lithium batteries. Anyway, I gotta close this video out, Matt. What do I tell the people here? Yeah, they can't hear you. I'm gonna have to literally say, all right, Matt said, if you join Patreon, you can have conversations like this with Jake all the time. You could come over to my house, Matt. If you haven't got enough of me blabbing in this stupid video I just made, and you need one-on-one blabbing with me, it's $1 a month to join the Patreon. Then you can link it to your Discord. You can jump in the Discord and hang out with me in there. Otherwise, I'm gonna close out the video. Thanks for watching. I love you all. See you next time. Bye-bye. I give a clap. Oh God, I almost died. Okay, let me.